In this video, we're going to walk through the entire stretch from version 6.3 all the way up to 6.7. Let's start with version 6.3, which is almost around the corner, and its banners are all but confirmed. While we don't the phases, we do know who's going to release and who's going to rerun. Firstly, Columbina, a hydro catalyst who buffs lunar reactions, is set to release. She's already been drip marketed, and all signs point to her release. The second 5-star to release is Zebai, a Geosword DPS. They're likely to be in different phases, although Hoyo have put 2 new 5 stars in the same phase before, namely Mavwika and Sitlali. However, what is safe to assume is that the new Geopolarm 4-star, Iluga, is likely to be on Zebai's banner, as he's her best-in-slot support. Moving on to reruns, we have Neuvillette. He's rumored to get a skin in 6.3's Lantern Rite, so it only makes sense that he gets his banner here too. Also confirmed by HomDG Cat. The second rerun is Ineffa. She released back in 5.8, and I think this is the perfect time for her rerun, especially now that people are realizing how good she is. Many people, including me, didn't like her design at first. However, after doing the quests, she has really grown on everyone. If you had to ask me, I think Columbina and Ineffa will be in Phase 1, and Zebai and Neuvillette will be in Phase 2. Let's now move on to version 6.4. This patch is shaping up to be one of the most anticipated in years, because it finally brings Varka, one of the most mentioned characters in Genshin lore, into playable form. After being referenced since early story content, and finally showing up in the Nod Cry Archon quests, he's expected to debut as an Anemo Claymore main DPS, leaning into heavier frontline burst damage, rather than reaction-dependent gameplay. His kit is rumored to play somewhat like a Claymore Swirl user, with strong presence and control, fitting his role as a leader and combat anchor for Mondstadt-themed teams. We're also expecting a brand new character named Lowen in 6.4. At this point, little is known about Lowen beyond the leak that they're intended to join the standard banner lineup in this patch. Confirmed specifics about their element, weapon, or role are scarce, but their inclusion likely ties into the broader 6.x story expansion and banner rotations. Moving into version 6.5, the leaks point toward a patch centered around what many fans are calling the Snow Maiden character, often referred to in the community as Snegorochka. While we don't have full kit details, this character is expected to tie in thematically, with cryo reactions and support-oriented playstyles, potentially serving as an enabler rather than a pure damage dealer. This matches how previous patches have introduced characters who strengthen systems before the big payoff units arrive. Then we come to version 6.6, where leaks strongly indicate the arrival of Nicole Ryan, a Hexenzirkel member who has been hinted at in prior story quests and teasers. Nicole was widely expected to be a cryo support unit, potentially excelling at off-field cryo application or reaction support. However, she had a pyro vision, so that got debunked. All of this naturally leads into version 6.7. This is where Sandrone finally enters the picture, and this is also where expectations have shifted the most. Sandrone was almost universally imagined as a geo unit tied to lunar crystallize, constructs, and heavy field control. Visually, that idea made perfect sense. Her design emphasizes weight, structure, and presence. However, newer discussion has begun to reframe her as an electro character built around superconduct interactions. Although I don't really believe that leak. That's all, thanks for watching and subscribe, or you'll lose your 50-50 to Chi-Chi.